have wind at the moment. It's about 7 knots true wind, but it's perfectly on the bow.
I hope he knows what he's doing because it's very close to us and I don't know what to do.
The wind is so cold, impossible to stay there. So we are essentially leaving the autopilot do the job. Every time you buy something from China, it's like IKEA, but instead of you need to mount it, it's like you always need to fix something they did wrong. So, quick update. Everything's looking fine. The weather is what we expected it will be. No wind, but also no wave, which is good. We have maybe half a meter wave on the bow, but it will disappear by the end of the day. And then tomorrow should be completely flat. So at this moment, the predict winds, the one that is working, that is actually the right one, is UCMO. And UCMO said that today by, I think it's like maybe 2 in the morning or even earlier, maybe 10, 12 in the at night, it will completely disappear. The wave and the small wind that we have. We don't have wind at the moment. It's about 7 knots true wind, but it's perfectly on the bow. So absolutely useless. We knew that, but it's okay. It's a good for us first run, just to test everything. So yeah, I think for now, so far, so good.
Hi guys, it's 5 p.m. and it's been 5 hours that we are on sea, and we still have
14 hours, 81 miles.
14 hours, 81 miles to go.
Okay, so quick update. We are 70 miles out of our destination, so we have been traveling for 6 hours now. We still have 13 hours to go, and the sea states is pretty much the same. It's actually getting even quieter, so good. No wind whatsoever, but that's the plan, so that's okay. And we are nobody has said anything on the radio for like an hour until I tried to say something on the camera. Anyhow, we are contemplating the good of having the navigation pod that swings, because under the spray hood is nice and cozy, but if you are there, the wind is so cold, impossible to stay there. So we are essentially leaving the autopilot do the job. I just keep an eye on the IES and the radar, and everything goes as planned. Everything's going as planned. So see you guys in a bit. Arrival is still prognosticated at 8 a.m. What I did is that I'm going to move a little bit closer to Albany and use the cover of the land a little bit more, just to be a little bit more comfortable with the waves. But yeah, everything's going well. The blonde is making her tea. There you have it. Because now we have an external 220 volts electric plug, so she can do tea there, and everything is going well. This guy appeared on my IAS about an hour ago, and he's been moving like this, so I have been keeping an eye on him. Now it's about 20 minutes, he's stable there, so it shouldn't be a problem. But this graphics tells me, this is pretty cool from the Furuno radar and IAS, is that this is the boat, right? So this is the situation, this is us and that's them. So what this tells you, I have split screens, so I can have one in a smaller zoom and one in a bigger zoom. And what this tells me is that when I am there, they're gonna be here. So this is gonna be the space we're gonna have between us when we encounter ourselves there. So he should be passing me stern, so I'm not worrying. I'm just keeping an eye on him. And I also keeping an eye on the weather, because there are like, it's getting like really dark. We are close to destination and there is no wind. There have been no drop in atmospheric pressure, so I don't think anything's gonna happen. But it's have been getting really dark. It was a clear night with a not full moon, but almost full moon, and now it got really dark. So, well, I will let you know, guys. It's really cold. Apparently, there is a southern wind that is not coming from the south.
Right.
It's coming from the south, but what is really happening is coming from the north, from Siberia. It goes all the way around the Peloponneso and then comes back up, like it is a southern wind, but it's like 1 degree. We are now in the north of Corfu, and now we are gonna start heading south. Wait a second. I need to exactly do that in order not to get into Albany, like direct in it. We were planning to go and anchor here somewhere and just pass the day, you know. But at the end of the day, it's only another 10 hours to get to Preveza, and I prefer to arrive to Preveza today, because otherwise, because of the winds and everything that we are seeing, it's like there's not gonna be another weather window to move out of here in like 4 days. So better to move now. Just get there, deliver everything to Andy, spend a couple of days there, and then move. That's the fisherman, and he doesn't have an IIS, but the radar targeted, and it's telling me we are going to hit. So if I click on it, it tells me like, okay, it will cross us. When we are here, they will be here. So now green, perfect. So now our routes are not colliding, and it clears the alarm and everything. I freaking love the technology in this boat. It's really helpful. Anyhow, I will give the helm to the blonde. I'm gonna go to sleep, and I will see you guys in about 4 hours.
Guys, it's 10 a.m. and I start my very first turn alone on command, and I'm here with all the navigation system possible. Everything is good. Right here I check on the route, and here if anywhere anything is colliding with us, and right here I check that everything is good. Dove sei, Vlad? Oh, che bravo questo tipo. I'm checking on a boat that is coming behind of us. I don't know if you can see it right there, and I hope he knows what he's doing, because it's very close to us and I don't know what to do. But
So, meine Glute. Where are we? We are, yeah, Paxos is there. Carrefour, no? Yeah. Corfu is there. I slept 2 hours. And Antipaxos is there. We decided to go all the way down to Perversa? No, prevesa. Tu prevesa in one shot.
There is specific indication.
Perversa. Tu prevesa directly down so we can have a good night's sleep tonight. We will deliver half the boat to Andy. We pretty much have, like, you can build a boat with the amount of spare parts we have for Andy. I think that's the plan for now.
Just a second. My good people, I think there's a lesson here for all of us. Maybe the next time you're about to dunk a kid's head in a chamber pot, you'll stop and think.
Okay, so we are almost there. The last thing to do is enter Prevesa. So I will put it on a map so you guys can see it, but essentially to enter Prevesa there is a channel, a dragon channel that you need to go through. It looks like there is a lot of water, but there is not. So you need to stay inside that channel, and it should be signaled by buoys, but we don't see any buoys. And normally the 2 times we have been here during day and you can see it perfectly, but now it's night and we can't see the buoy. So I'm going to essentially navigate using the electronics and the blonde on the bow with a big ass torch. and we will see if we are gonna ground this thing or not. But yeah, no, it should be okay. Aspetta che devo parlare con gli amici a casa. So the channel is we see the buoys. We passed through the first 2. The only problem is that the other ones are in the direction of the city, and there is an amount of traffic lights that are green and red. So you don't know which one to follow. It's nearly impossible to know which ones are traffic lights and which ones are actually the buoys that you need to follow. The Prevesa people, authorities, they don't believe in the red buoy. So the green ones, I don't know, at some point you will guys see it going this way, but the green ones are there. They are not nearly enough. So there is only 3 in a 4-mile channel, which is absolutely out of my mind. There should be at least 40.
At least 3 times bigger than this.
But it's only 3 in the whole channel. But the green ones are on. None of the red ones are on. That's the green one. So now, what you need to do is to follow the green ones and hope for the best. The problem is that this point where we are right now, there is a angle to take to the left, and it would be great to know where the red buoy is, because just after the red buoy there is no water whatsoever. Following the Navionics map, that's what we are doing, and just trying to get the buoys when we see it, and when we don't see it we just hope the guys of Navionics did a better job. Good morning. So it's the first day at Anchor after 5 months, and after all the works that we did. Couple of things. We consume 6% of the batteries in one night, which is absolutely fine. The idea was to be comfortable but not, using energy like there's no tomorrow, but being comfortable. So before the new system, we will turn everything off. We will not recharge the cell phones. Everything was turned off, and we just stayed in the dark for the night. This time around, it looks like it is working well. The solar panels, at the moment, they are producing 200 watts, which is not much, but it's not more than I need. I'm actually charging the batteries. The one thing that I need to do today is absolutely install the diesel heater, because it is cold. It's really, really cold. I have similar one on the Defender. This is from Vebor, that essentially is Chinese product with a brand. The only thing that you guys need to be worried about is that this thing, even if it's meant to be on the ground like this, it will burn. It will burn anything underneath, because the pipe here is it gets really hot and it will burn anything. So my idea is to suspend it somehow here and blow the water, burn the air directly into the boat. The air is so cold. I need a Philips one. Does this have a in and out, in your opinion? It's like completely hollow.
A few moments later.
It doesn't work.
No, but every time you buy something from China, it doesn't matter if it's a fake brand like Vebor, which is absolutely a fake brand. It's a Chinese product with a brand, but essentially, or if it's made in China, if any kind. It's like IKEA, but instead of you need to mount it, it's like you've always need to fix something they did wrong from scratch. It's like do yourself from here on, or something like that. Anyhow, they send you this, and they forgot to attach one of the controllers. Essentially, the most important one that controls this from that, never being attached. So, if I do like that, now it should work. Well, let's see. You see? Now it's working. That was all. So, yeah, it's cheap because it's Chinese, but it's horribly done because it's Chinese. Yeah, we are not sponsored by AliExpress, as you can see, and will never be. So no AliExpress, no Bavaria. We should start talking a little bit less shit about things. Maybe get some sponsors again. So I finally got the diesel heater to work, and now it's finally working. But the exhaust pipe goes underneath, and it's really hot. So it's impossible to leave it on the floor, because the whole boat is gonna catch fire. So this is my solution to it. I essentially took one of the handles that I have is a broom handle, and I suspended the heater, and it's working perfectly there. Goes inside. Now the boat is nice and toasty, but I have the heater suspended in the air like that. As I don't know who said it, but as the says goes, if it looks stupid but works, it's not stupid. It have been running for about, I think, 5 hours now, and it used half the diesel, so it's no low consumption, by the way. But it's also true that I have it at the maximum amount, that like maximum heat possible, because of the boat was really cold. So I think we can now reduce it a little bit and save a little bit of diesel.